Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about Way Aria. It's this incredible technology that literally gives a voice to parts of the internet that would otherwise be silent. Okay, just for a second, imagine this. You're on your favorite website, but you can't see the screen at all. And there's no one there to tell you what's going on. You're just clicking around in the dark, totally lost, right? You have no clue what you're clicking on or what anything does. Well, for a lot of people with disabilities, that's not just a thought experiment. It's their daily reality. You know all those super cool interactive websites we love? For the assistive technologies they use, like screen readers, those sites can be a total nightmare to navigate. So what's the problem here? Well, it's that a ton of modern web components are built using really generic code. A screen reader looks at it and just sees a bunch of code. It has no idea if it's a button, a menu, or just, a pretty box. That vital context is just gone. And that is exactly where WAI Aria comes in. It's the technology that was created to solve this very problem, to add that missing layer of meaning back into the web. All right, so what is this thing? Way Aria stands for, get ready for it, Web Accessibility Initiative, Accessible Rich Internet Applications. That's a mouthful. But really, all it does is make modern, complicated web apps understandable for everybody. Think of it as a special set of instructions that works with HTML to bridge that gap between all the cool interactive stuff on a site and the assistive tech people rely on. Honestly, the best way to picture Aria is like it's a script, like for a play. It gives stage directions to the assistive technology. It's the thing that whispers to the screen reader and says, hey, see that thing that looks like a plain old box? That's actually a menu. And guess what? It's open right now, and this is the option that's selected. It fills in all those crucial blanks. Okay, so you might be thinking, great, I'm going to sprinkle Aria all over my website. But hold on. Before you do anything, there is one, and I mean one, absolutely critical rule you have to know. This is the foundation for using Aria the right way. And here it is. The first rule of Aria is, if a standard HTML element already does what you need it to do, just use it, period. Always, always, always use the native HTML first. Don't go trying to reinvent the wheel, especially when the original wheel works perfectly for everybody. And this slide is the perfect example. Look at the left side. You've got your standard HTML button. It just works. Right out of the box, it's keyboard friendly, screen reader friendly, everything friendly. Now look at the right. That's a generic div that we've told is a button using Aria. To make that actually behave like a real button, oh man, you've got to add a bunch more code to handle clicks and keyboard stuff. So yeah, just use the button tag whenever you can. It's so much easier. So that begs the question, right? When should you use Aria? Well, let's take a quick look at two main areas where it's not just useful, but an absolute game changer. For interactive widgets and for creating page landmarks. All right, first up, widgets. These are all the interactive bits and pieces of a website. And sometimes, standard HTML just doesn't have the exact tool you need for a job. That's when Aria roles come in to help you define those custom controls. A perfect example is the checkbox, because Aria can take it to a whole new level. Okay, check this out, because this is where it gets really cool. A normal HTML checkbox is pretty simple, right? It's either checked or it's not. True or false. But look at that third option Aria gives you, a mixed state. Now, why would you need that? Well, think about a select all checkbox in your email. If you've only checked some of the emails in the list, that main checkbox can show this mixed or partially checked state. It's a level of detail that native HTML just doesn't offer. Okay, the other huge win for Aria is creating what are called landmarks. The best way to think about these is like creating a table of contents for your web page. They break the page up into big, logical sections. This is amazing for a screen reader user because they can just jump straight to the main content or the navigation or the footer instead of having to hit the tab key 100 times to get through everything. So for example, you've got the banner landmark. You just add role equals banner to your site's header, and you're essentially putting up a giant sign for screen readers that says, hey, this is the top of the page. The logo and the site title live here. It helps a user get their bearings instantly, no matter what page they land on. Next up is what I think is probably the most important landmark of all, main. This role does exactly what it sounds like. It tells the user, this is it. This is the main content of the page. This is a total game changer, seriously. It lets someone skip right past all the headers and navigation menus and get straight to the reason they came to your site in the first place. It's awesome. And to round things out, we have content info. This one is for the footer. where you find the copyright info, privacy policy, all that stuff. And when you use these three together, banner, main, and content info, you're doing more than just building a web page. You're basically creating a crystal clear, easy to navigate map of your site that works for absolutely everyone. So as you can probably tell by now, we're not just talking about tiny little code tweaks. Adding these simple attributes can fundamentally change the entire experience for someone using assistive tech. It can take a site from being a confusing, frustrating mess to a clear, simple path. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The big takeaway here is that Way Aria isn't just some technical thing you have to do to be compliant. It's not about checking a box. It's really about empathy. It's about making sure that every single person, no matter their ability, can connect with all the amazing information and communities we have online. The web is one of the most powerful tools for connection humanity has ever invented. And by building our sites with a little bit of empathy, by using tools like AREA the right way, we're not just writing better code. We're actually building a better, more inclusive digital world for everybody. So the real question I want to leave you with is, what are you going to build?